What's going on out there in YouTube land? You are at the Love Them Knives channel. Check that out. QSP Dolphin. And they've got some variants here. They got one with carbon fiber. They got one with a wood handle. And then this is what they call pearl shell. And I don't know, white pearl shell handle. I'm assuming it's a synthetic, so, okay. But it's got a little bit of, little fire to it. So that's interesting, but it looks like it's kind of running like this and then kind of running like this or whatever to it. But, I mean, at the right angle, it puts off a little bit of that pearlescent look. And this is interesting, isn't it? And then the blade is all shiny, if I could get, and then the problem is you touch it and yeah, it's got fingerprints. But that is, yeah, it's very much so. And I had put it on my Instagram, and tried to catch it in the right kind of light so you could appreciate this. But won't give you that look unless you're at a certain angle, etc. And then this frame, which I'm sure is steel, or I could have just read the specs there. But yeah, steel, standoff, big old, this is at the end piece, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. Standoff, and then your stop and stuff like that. And then there's your lockup on your blade, which looks like 35%, pretty much. It's not drop shutty kind of blade. But, you can kick it open with these thumb studs. It doesn't have a flipper tab. It's not a front flipper, top flipper, anything like that. It's just ambidextrous thumb studs you can kick open. And if you do this, you can, okay? I would think that this may loosen up a bit. I think I'll go ahead and do a disassembly on this, and then when I put it back together, I'll see what the action's like, because either that or it may loosen up on its own. It's not bad. See it drop? Okay. But it's not dropping like that. You got to give it some encouragement. It's centered. I don't have any rock lock or blade play or anything like that. Blade to handle length is fine because it's right up to here and you just can't bring it any further. You're going to hit that, which is interesting. And I'm going, okay, so how am I going to take this apart? By the way, Dolphin, this white pearl shell handle. How am I going to take this apart? And I thought, well, I'm going to look in the box. Maybe there's something in here that tells me something about this. And here's your information. 7.8 inches overall length, 3.15 inch blade. Supposedly we'll check that out. And then, I turned it over. Everything fell out. And then I saw this. And I go, okay, there we go. That's it. Because I was going to go, snap ring pliers would do it. If you lose this and you got some snap ring pliers, that would do it too. But this set right up to do that. Obviously, you can't go in from the front. You got to go in from the back on here. And so, this would go right there if old Pop can find his way on there. And then you just start, taking apart. Okay, so we will keep this out because we're going to do a disassembly in a little bit. What do you think the ergos are like, huh? Pretty good. Pretty good. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the handle going, but this is kind of more of a Spanish type influence knife, maybe, to a degree. And I'm not sure that they were shooting for that, but it kind of reminds me of that. And there we go. But no, it's okay. And then you got a little choil area up here so you can strop and sharpen and stuff like that. It does seem like the handle is proportionally bigger, of course, than the blade, and that's because you got this. So you could have added another 1/4 inch onto the blade here, without that, maybe. So, but they said 3.15 inches. Is that true? Or is that just cutting length? And come on, dude. Well, there's 3.25, well, close to 3.25. 3.15, somewhere in there, I guess. You could argue that. At what, 82, 83, 84 millimeters. And then, yeah, okay, 7.8. Yeah, 7.8. It's over 7.75. And you know, now you're at 19.6 centimeters. So, it's not a 3 and a 7. It's bigger than that, but not a whole lot bigger. And you know what? This handle, this seems kind of thick here, but then again, that's the whole frame, right? So 13.5, ooh, that would be a 0.53. It's not like a 0.46. Hold on, let me straighten this out. 0.52 at a 13.3. So it's rather substantial. It's not too bad. So now it's not that. It does feel a little heavy, and we'll check that out. 2.7 millimeter at 0.10. Okay, 2.7 mil. That's fine. And, of course, it's 14C28N. Now, if you didn't notice, which you may not have, weight. And, oh, hold on. Of course, there's no pocket clip. 3.68 ounce, so 3.7 ounces. That's not bad, actually. Well, you know, the pocket clip would have been another 2 ounces, so 104 grams. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess that is the biggest thing. I mean, in a way, I mean, it's nice that they don't have the pocket clip because you don't have to worry about that. You can just put this in your pocket regardless. But, I mean, let me look at this thing again. Let me see if I missed another thing. Like maybe they had a sheath in here somewhere. No, I'm not seeing a sheath anywhere. Oh, what do they expect me to do then? Pocket knife. Okay. And let me see if I can show you the variance on this. Clip point. It's just weird. Ceramic ball bearing. Okay. And then, see, here's the one where it has carbon fiber with a little bit of that gold flake or copper looking flake in there. And then here's the wood one. It kind of looks nice in the wood, doesn't it? Stabilized wood. It's a little bit more expensive too, isn't it? They're $5. So you want one of them fancy gent knives and you got a leather sheath laying around. I could find one if I needed to find one. So yeah, I could do that and put it in there. So maybe it's supposed to be, you know, one of those ones you just put in a little leather slip pouch and slide it in your pocket. And there are, you know, those people who like those kinds of knives. So they've kind of differentiated themselves a bit with that, haven't they? And, I mean, I know that they had to machine these areas out to put the inlay in, so therefore they didn't, you know, do any weight relieving on the inside here. And, you know, at 3-point-something ounces, do they really need to? No, I guess not. So there she is. And, yeah, like I said, the ergos are fine. Let me check the blade sharpness. Okay. No, that's good, actually. It's really good. Okay. 14C, so not, you know, not a super steel or anything, but then again, you're not paying for a super steel. I wonder how sales will go on these. I think there's going to be some people that really like this because they like these kind of ethnic design, you know, type knives in a way. But guys that got to have a pocket clip, this is not going to work well for them. Oh well. And let's put this little goodie back here so we can do a disassembly, kind of take a look inside and see what we can see. And let's get Big Blue out. Come on, Big Blue. Like I was saying, now the drop is not guillotine-ish. We'll check that out later when we get it disassembled again. Also, you do have a height differential here, and it's not that difficult to disengage here. But you know, I'm pushing, and it's not dropping. It should, because there it is. Okay. I imagine it'll get smoother over time. It'll break in. See what I'm doing now. I mean, doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay. But then you've really got to push on that lock bar area to get that to drop. So I think that will get better over time. And I'm looking down here on this lock bar area, and it's not a thin little lock bar, right? And so it is a little bit more difficult to disengage than knives that have a relatively thin lock bar. And also, this is so highly polished, but there's no jimping or anything in here either. So it presents another little bit of a challenge. It's not crazy, but it's just one of those little things that might have been nice. What was I looking at? You know, see, like where they did this. But that is about the lock bar thing. But this could have been turn that around and jump it on the other side so your thumb has something to kick against here when you disengage this. Now, I just probably threw this down on top of here, didn't I? Yeah. So we've got a number 8, and then we've got this little tail piece we need to deal with. So let's do our number 8 here. And at least we're not all locked up with a bunch of thread locker, impossible to open type things, so that's good. And here we go with this. And here we go with this. And hopefully I don't have to do this a bunch. Or maybe I will, to get this good opportunity to edit this section out until I get it all the way unscrewed. Oh, there it goes. Okay, maybe not. Maybe that was good enough. That was quick. Okay, there's this threaded part. So theoretically, this should come apart, I would think. And is it? What else do we need to do to this? Or do we just take this off because we got internals? Aha! Yeah, if it doesn't come right out, then you know what? There may be something else in the works here. And then we got this. So is that a number 8? I'll bet it's a number 6. Yeah, it's a number 6. Okay, hold on. Grab here. You know what? Let's put it a little on the safe side here. And it's kind of goopy underneath. I don't know why. I ain't put nothing in it. Okay. Now you'll come apart. Boy, but that seemed wet, doesn't it? Got a little cleanup there to do, I guess, on aisle 6. But, you know, that's why they didn't obviously weight relieve it on the inside, because it's already done. And that's why it's in the 3-point something ounce area. And then here's your goodies right here, the ceramic bearings. And then this one just wants to fall out, I think. That one's out. Let me see what we got here. It looks like here we got a captured pivot. Where does it capture at? Not seeing it there, so maybe it captures it here. Let's go over here. I'm not seeing it there. Where would it be captured at? Let me see. I can't pull that out. Well, maybe it's right here. I'm not seeing it, am I? So it's on the top, which, okay, I can barely see that. Where that's a little flattened off. Wow, that's tough to see. Okay, I muddled my way through that one. There's your disassembly. We got some wiping down to do. In case you want to take a closer look at this white shell, whatever it is, it looks like it's maybe a clear acrylic or something like that. And then this is on the base that gives it that look, right? So, just in case you were curious. All right. Well, that's better. That's better. When I put this pivot back on, I wanted it, I didn't want any play, and I got no play, and it's still centered, but right on the edge of that. But it is definitely dropping better now. So, you can kind of tell. There it is. Now, it's not, but I can tell that the drop needs less help than it did before. So, there it is. Okay? It's the Dolphin. Good ergos. Interesting knife. Sharp out of the box. You've got variants that are, carbon fiber and or wood handles and this and that. So if you want a classy but affordable gent carry that's got a unique design to it that may be attractive to you, then this might be, a different kind of model that would attract, because there's just so many of the same out there. This one here might be enough different to catch your attention and get you interested. There you go. I don't know why I jumped for the white, but I do. I remember the old days of pearl handles on guns and derringers and things, and even on knives, and I just always liked that, even though this is not real pearl, but, it's got that look. I'll leave you alone. I've got the links below and everything to QSP. I'll put any discount codes I got, and you can find it on White Mountain Knives as well. LTK is your discount code for 10% off, and they don't charge tax or shipping, so you can check that out. And $85 minus $8, so you'd be in the $70-some range for this. All right? We love them knives, and you guys stay sharp.